Welcome to SVG-TV News for Thursday, March 7th, 2024. I am Jennifer Richardson with the details. With the advent of changing weather patterns in the region, including here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SVG-TV, has not downplayed the likely increase in hurricanes for the 2024 Atlantic hurricane season. SVG-TV's Executive Director Elizabeth Riley spoke on the matter on the sidelines of the 8th Summit of SEALAC at Sandals Resort, SVG.
Well, this year there's a lot of discussion about the changes in the El Nino Southern Oscillation and the potential implications for the hurricane season. And the indications are that this time that we will have a more active than usual hurricane season. We've not received the official forecasts from the usual agencies as yet. Those usually come out early April or so, but those are the initial indications.
Riley said SVG-TV is prepared to boost the capacity of Caribbean countries in times of disaster, which also include the drought phenomena.
Very much committed to supporting the preparedness actions in our participating states and also to responding as required. We are very mindful that with a change in climate, we are going to be seeing greater incidences of significant and potentially catastrophic hazard impacts across our states, and we are really gearing up and trying to improve the capability across the entire space of our participating states through more intense training, increasing the numbers of the human capacity available to support, because as you know, our system is one of horizontal cooperation where we come together to support each other during times of crisis, and I think this is one of the great strengths of the coordination and arrangements here in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, all national emergency organizations are being asked to review their disaster management plans in preparation for any eventuality.
I think the role of the national emergency management organizations is very important, because one of the key messages that is communicated by those organizations is the recognition that we live in a multi-hazard society, and that includes not just paying attention to the tropical cyclones and hurricanes that you get in the traditional June to November, but also to look at other types of hazard events throughout the year. And with respect to the drought, this is becoming a more frequent phenomena for sure, very much associated with the change in climate, and we have been seeing long spells of drought in the Caribbean region in recent years, and significant programs have been put in place to build awareness of the phenomena of drought, and particularly to look at issues of the management of water, but of course water has implications for every sector, social as well as economics.
And in its 72 hours weather outlook, the SVG Meteorological Services says weak unstable conditions could maintain a few showers and possibly isolated thunderstorms across our islands during Friday, decreasing by Saturday. It says varying concentrations of Saharan dust could create a slight haze across our area during Friday, with moderate, occasionally fresh northeasterly trades across our islands, which were expected to turn east-southeasterly today. Sea conditions are said to be moderate in open water, with swells near 1.5 meters west of our islands and ranging 1.5 meters to 2 meters east of our islands. Swell heights were expected to fall slightly today, with slight moderate sea conditions ranging 1.2 to 2 meters across our islands. As the agricultural sector seeks to expand production, the Ministry of Agriculture is now moving to the production of spices. The government of India has offered to assist with the production. This is according to non-resident High Commissioner of India to SVG, Shankar Balanchandran, during a recent meeting with Agriculture Minister Saboto Caesar.
Cooperation has got a big fillip, and we are thinking of collaborating in creating spice garden here, bringing in experts from India, and the spice garden will have cinnamon, cloves, and pepper, pyramidal crop structure, intercropping. We are talking about integrated farm in which animals, goat and cows and things like animals and aquatic, and also the crops all, are grown together, and they support each other.
The non-resident Indian High Commissioner said once the pilot project is successful, they will also help with the export of the spices.
And we are thinking of zero budgeting, so that nothing comes from outside. Everything within the farm, the material is used, and it is organic and natural and certified as such, and it gets a good price in the Western world, because organic products which are good price, and we will ensure that the price, higher price that it will fetch, benefits the farmers.
The latest collaboration with the government of India is in addition to the agro-processing project. Minister Caesar welcomed the partnership, which he said has potential to develop on a large scale.
We are also going to work very closely with the spices sector in India. We have noted time and time again here in our country that there is a massive opportunity to establish a modern cocoa, condiments and spices sector. And we are aware that India has the requisite technical expertise. And we are going to take it a step further, where we are going to work with persons who will be attaches in India in different agricultural production zones, so that they can engage the private sector here in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, persons who may wish to invest in different aspects of the value chain of production. And we will be releasing these names of these persons very soon, so that persons can be in contact with these individuals, so that we can strengthen the relationship between the people of India and the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Thank you very much.
The Indian government contributed thousands of US dollars to help with post-2021 volcanic eruption. A major project that it is assisting the government of SVG with is the construction of a modern iron factory at Orange Hill. Work on the VG Highway is said to be a concern for the Ministry of Transport and Works. This is according to Acting Prime Minister and Minister of Transport and Works Montgomery Daniel, who on radio yesterday said rehabilitation work is needed on approximately 4 kilometers of the highway.
You have that area from Belmont to Quick Corner. Dipcon would have had a contract to do that road. They actually pulled off from that road to go to the Grenadines to do work on the airstrip in Canawan when they left this road. But there's a contract with Dipcon to have that road done. And of course, that area from Fountain to Belmont, Baxter is now assigned to do that area of repairs. The workload is heavy, and so we just have to ensure that the weather is good enough that we can do a lot of this work during the dry period. Mm-hmm. Of course, we had a few weeks of intense dryness, and that would have allowed us to do a lot of work. But within the last couple of days, of course, the weather would have changed. And so we are hoping for the best.
Addressing the issue of the road work being done by the firm Kuwait Dynamics Limited, KDL, Minister Daniel said this has not been so welcoming. He indicated that early next week, he, along with Prime Minister Dr. Rav Gonsalves, are expected to hold a meeting with representatives of KDL and its financiers to give it one last try on the work that the company started since 2019.
It is unfortunate that when the contract was established and given to KDL, that they underbid for the works which they got, and it appears as though that the financing is creating the problems, that they have not been able to meet payments with their subcontractors and things of that nature. And so the government is having its last try with KDL, to the extent that should things not work out, we have no choice than to relinquish the contract. So there's where we are in terms of our road programs. And the Ministry of Transport and Works has pledged its very best this year, knowing that a number of these roads are not in the best of shape, but that we would have sought to have funding to do a number of these roads. And where there are emerging roads, to the extent that they are not under any of these programs, that already the ministry would have been having discussions with the Ministry of Finance and the Office of the Prime Minister to seek further funding to have these roads done. So that I promise you this year and into next year that a number of roads will be done all across St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
As SVG and other countries around the globe celebrate International Women's Day tomorrow, Friday, March 8th, women across SVG have been encouraged to support each other, especially when they are facing difficulties in navigating life's challenges. At a symposium last evening, President of the International Council of Women in SVG, Beverly Richards, noted the many times women bash each other, which would usually worsen a situation.
What was said is that we women are our own enemies. And it is time that we let that, whatever it is time that we let that go. We need to support each other. Sometimes we do things that are wrong, we do things we don't or unreasonable, but we can still support each other. It is very important, because if we notice around us, women are falling victim to many different social issues, and the persons who are speaking up and against them are the women. So let us support. We have our young girls that are coming up, and we need to ensure that they have a good life ahead of them. They have our support so that they can lead good lives.
Guest speaker at the symposium, educator Harriet Tucker da Silva, emphasized the importance of gender balance, especially in leadership roles.
To achieve gender equity, there needs to be an increase in female managers taking leadership roles in organizations. Women in leadership positions in companies can thus ensure that investments are made to develop microloans for women who are micro-entrepreneurs. Thus, the opportunities will increase for small and medium-sized companies led by women, which also assist the network of creating proposals that bring loans, training, and mentoring opportunities for women in small businesses.
Also attending the symposium was Venezuelan ambassador to SVG, His Excellency Francisco Perez, and his wife, who said that university women need to be respected regardless of their job description.
I congratulate this effort always, every year, not just Beverly, but also all the ladies. And we admire, we always talk between us, and we say, when we go to town, to the supermarket, to the market, we see all ladies, all women working and selling their products. For us, it's very impressive. And this is an example of what we can do. But it's not enough.
No.
It's not enough.
No.
And I agree with you that we need to create our project, to keep it in the time or during the time, and also to invest for our future generation. Because the only way to save the world is because the women are, pushing on our creating and planning our project to save the life.
International Women's Day is being celebrated under the theme Invest in Women, Accelerate Progress, while the campaign theme is Inspire Inclusion. The Georgetown Secondary School is one of several educational institutions which will be hosting activities tomorrow, Friday, March 8th, 2024, to celebrate International Women's Day. In a telephone interview with SVG-TV News, teacher Madonna Peters says that the purpose of the activities is to demonstrate to the girls in the school that they are capable of making positive contributions to society, as she outlined some of the activities that they have planned for tomorrow.
We are having inspirational sessions with them in the morning. We're having several speakers coming in to show them different ways, different avenues in which they can channel their energies. And in the afternoon, we are having an exhibition with different persons who have small businesses showcasing their products. In spite of the fact that we would have seen an entire feminist movement, we have seen a bit of regression. Women are still being told that their place is they are limited, they're placed in a box. However, we want to show that there are opportunities for women everywhere, in every sphere of life. There's still some professions that are seen as professions for women, and there's still some professions that are seen as professions for men. We have also issues with our girls where persons do not believe in what they can achieve and limit our girls. And we are hoping that that can change. That is still an issue present in our society today.
For young girls considering careers in traditionally male-dominated fields, Peter said that they should have faith in their own abilities and that no matter their background or circumstances, they can rise to the occasion to make a contribution.
Even regardless of your failures, you can bounce back and make positive contribution. So dream big, do not limit yourself. If we put efforts in building our young women, that we can see a very progressive society. We have to put plans in place to ensure that the issues that they are facing are dealt with and that they have the best opportunities. And if women are given the opportunities that they need, we can see a very progressive society. I am hoping that not just women, but every person is given a fair opportunity. Programs are done to include both male, female, because we do hear oftentimes that there's an issue with male marginalization as well. But I'm hoping and praying for equity across the gender, that everybody is treated fairly, opportunities are offered to everyone, plans are put in place to ensure that issues are dealt with for both genders.
To increase job opportunities for women in the construction and hospitality industries, founder of the non-profit organization Red Root SVG Incorporated, Felicia Alexander Lavia, says policies should be implemented to promote gender equality and ensure equal pay for women in these fields. Alexander Lavia was a guest on roundtable discussion hosted by the PSU recently in observance of International Women's Day.
Men in these industries oftentimes receive more money than women, even though they have the same qualification and experience. So by enforcing regulation that mandates equal pay, this would be really good for in alleviating gender inequality. So the government can also offer tailored training program that bridge the gap, that bridge the gender gap, and create more opportunities for women to excel. Women face a lot of challenges and in these industries, especially industries that are dominated by men, such as construction, plumbing, whatever it is. And because they lack the mentorship and they have limited opportunities for advancement within these fields. So it is crucial for, and it's not only in the construction industry, we find within the services, even our government services here and private sectors, they would pay men more salary than women for jobs that sometimes the women perform better and do better.
Entrepreneur and teacher Karen Constance said women across SVG should position themselves to occupy their rightful places in the society.
Men, we are not attacking you, but women, take up your rightful places. You understand? Take up your rightful places. So I still believe, though, that there need to be a lot of educational activities to assist these women who are out there, who are not employed, who wants to be employed. Yes, you want to start a business, but where is the money? You have a business idea, you have to go to the lenders to say, this is what I want to do, and I want to have some money. Now I'm speaking about the women who can repay a loan. What about those who can't? What do we provide for them? Is there any microfinance organizations here that will say, okay, let us train the women with this idea how you're going to do.
Also, in commemoration of International Women's Day 2024, the Stubbs and Diamond Police Youth Clubs will launch its female-to-female mentorship program tomorrow, Friday, the 8th March, at the Stubbs Gospel Hall, commencing at 6 p.m. The event is expected to be held under the theme, A Part to Play, Realizing My Potential. During the launch, 14 young females are to be assigned to 14 adult females who will serve as their mentors for 1 year.